off-road adventure is proudly brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence. Welcome to the fourth round of the 2010 Bridgestone Fundi Challenge. Before we get down and dirty in the Free State town of Kroonstad for one of the tougher Fundi events on the calendar, first a recap of what happened in round 3 of the challenge, held near Lichtenberg. At the previous round of the Fundi Challenge, the event was dominated in no uncertain terms by defending champion Andre de Villiers and wife Yvonne, who recorded a perfect score, a first for the Fundi competition. Andre and his Toyota Fortuner beat a barrage of Mercedes-Benz Geländewagens for the top spot on the podium. Would it be more of the same on the tight, technical and occasionally very demanding Kroonstad 4x4 track? As the winner of the previous round, Andre and Yvonne are first up here with their Fortuner. So how about another perfect score in Kroonstad?
Ons hou duim vas vir onsself, ja. Dit gaan my einddoel gaan wees om te probeer om hindernissen na die beste van my vermoë almal te ry. As ek 100 kry, is dit 'n bonus vir my.
The first obstacle is not an extremely demanding one, as Andre deftly aims the Fortuner through those dreaded white poles. And he's clear. But what is that? Little winglets to help Andre see the corners of the Toyo Pet? Looks like he's taking this rather seriously. Next up are frontrunners Johan Marks and Johan Bischoff in their super-duper Mercedes G-Wagon, with more locking parts than the Pulsemore Correctional Facility.
Ek dink vandag gaan dalk 'n bietjie tougher wees.
Johan and the powerful Geländewagen Shorty hardly bat an eyelid on this warm-up obstacle, breezing through with nary a worry. John and Desiree Fuller also have an eye on overall honours, and they also drive one of those mighty Mercs.
We're fortunate to be jumping away in third place today.
Yeah, so it won't be so rough.
Slippery, yeah. Yeah, the ground's nicely compacted. So I think by about the 40th or 50th vehicle, yeah, it's going to be churned up.
Yeah, so we're very lucky today.
Dave, it's our luck.
And off the Fullers and the Merc go. And just like the Fortuner and G-Wagon before them, the Fuller duo gets the job done without any hassles. But the Kroonstad event is renowned for being one of the toughest on the Bridgestone Fundi calendar. So let's move right along to something a bit more demanding. Something like Obstacle 2. Welcome to Wheelo Lift. This test with 2 severe cross-axle tests, combined with a steep climb up a slippery slope, is a tricky one. And those white poles are waiting in ambush for the smallest mistake. First up here is the charismatic Saki Kutsia, partnered by Marius Bontheis. The experienced crew starts in a very confident Saki manner. Up they go. Oh dear. And besides doing their best to give the cameraman a heart attack, they touch a white pole, and that's 50 points over and out. This is Leon Lotter and Rian Lewitz driving a Toyota Hilux double cab. This team won the first Bridgestone Fundi event of the year, so they certainly know which gear lever is the low range one. Let's see how the experts do it.
Back.
Ja, Koos, is dit veilig? Kan ons net reguit opkom of kan ons nog teruggaan?
Ek kom bietjie agter ons nog.
Ja, was rof. Daai terugloop is nie grappig.
Okay, so while Leon and Rian each have a Carmet, we'll go for a quick pit stop. After the break, it gets rougher and tougher in Kroonstad, as the obstacles get bigger and even more hair-raising. We're back in Kroonstad, and the fourth round of the Bridgestone Fundi Challenge. Renowned for being one of the more technically demanding events in the competition, the Kroonstad quarry is beginning to show its true colours. This is Obstacle 3, and here the competitors can choose their enemy. 3 different routes represent 3-point scoring opportunities. The easier slope on the right is worth 50 points. 100 points are up for grabs on the more tricky one on the left. But it's the 150-pointer in the middle that is of real interest. It's a very steep climb over ruts, requiring a delicate balance between speed and traction. This is Wessels and Johan Richel in a not-so-very powerful Toyota Land Cruiser diesel bakkie. Taking the easy option is just not, well, an option for the Lichtenberg crew. So it's the 150-pointer or nothing. This is Saki Kutsia and Marius Bontes again in the Frontier. A tie rod had snapped on the Isuzu after Saki had braved the 150-point ascent. But the resourceful crew had installed a new tie rod in double quick time. This time, they head up the 100-point route to make sure they bag some points. Leon Lotte and Rian Lewitz have also made it to Obstacle 3 after their scary moments on Obstacle 2. They take the easier option here and bag a safe 100 points.
It's quite rough, but a bit better than the previous one.
Hanif Kader and Bilal Mohammed driving a Land Rover 110 Puma give reason for Landy fans to erupt in spontaneous applause. They too complete the 100-point ascent without any worries. This anonymous local crew joined the fun for the day, and maybe it's a good thing that they remain anonymous too. Of course they decide to tackle the 150 points obstacle.
Flip, listen, man. Frick it. Can I take it again? I was in wrong gear. Yes, man. Flip.
Anton and Connie Kutsia have a very different approach as they aim for the 150-point route. Anton tries to scare the obstacle into submission by revving the Merc's Big 6 engine as hard as he can. The diesel-powered Gelandewagen of Joachim and Renier Vermoerten doesn't quite have the same intimidating powers of the Kutsia's petrol G-Wagon. So the Vermoertens go at it the traditional and slightly more circumspect way. Nope, that didn't work. And there's some smoke in the engine bay too. But all checks out fine, and the G-Wagon climbs up the 100-point ascent, this time with a bit more vigor. Talking about vigour, Range Rover driver Willy van Rooyen doesn't only possess a copious amount of vigour, he also seems to drink a lot of brave pills. He gets so brave that partner Gerda Pretorius prefers to watch the action from the sideline, especially if Willy is going to tackle this 150-pointer. But why, Gerda? Why?
Weet hom wat? Hy het net nou die dag hierdie karretjie omgegooi. Ek is net 'n bietjie bang hy gooi hom weer om.
With his right foot planted and the V8 engine chomping at the bit, they tackle the obstacle. Aha! Now we understand why Gerda got out.
I think for safety, stay where you are. I will get a vehicle in to recover you.
Okay, so since it'll take about a week to get Willy's Range Rover out of that fix, let's move on to obstacle 4. Here, the competitors again had 3 options: a difficult climb over ruts and in soft sand for 100 points, an easy-peasy 25-pointer up the middle, or a near impossible 150 points up a steep bank lined with deep ruts. Competitors have to wait around the corner though, and can't see which route other competitors take. This is Hansen Prinsloo and Estelle Krobler in a Toyota Hilux. They inspect the 100-point option thoroughly before tackling it. Davin Webster and Neil Ellingson are members of the 4x4 Off-Road Adventure Club and are therefore also adventurous by nature. So they decide to tackle the most adventurous route, the nigh impossible 150-pointer. They start in a flurry and become the first competitors ever to actually dislodge our super in-car camera from its mounting, in the process of not making it up the ascent.
Yeah, the sand caught us out. We couldn't get enough speed.
Marlene Muller is one of only a few female drivers in this competition, and she and her Susie double cab regularly show the men how it should be done. And her partner Johan de Blanche is always an unbridled bundle of emotion.
Go, 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 go. 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 Go, 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 go. Moenie stoppie. Go, go. Go, go, go. Go. Woohoo!
Less successful is the Mitsubishi Pajero of Andrew Heel and Catherine Asbury, which grinds to a halt, courtesy of a lack of momentum. No amount of traction control was going to get this Mitsu out of that fix.
Right wheel down.
The big Land Cruiser of Charles and Judy Pierce, on the other hand, looks like it's on a Sunday drive as it flies up the obstacle. Okay, so let's move along to obstacle 5. This was not a very difficult obstacle from a 4x4 driving perspective, but there was a bit of a catch to this one. The drivers had to wear some stylish goggles, which effectively rendered them blind. This is Jacques and Tesna Klaassen in a Toyota Hilux, with Tesna talking Jacques through the obstacle.
Skarp rechts.
Skerp.
Ja, links.
Okay.
Links, skarp links. Skarp links. Hou net links, hou net links. Al sy hou reg. Okay, reguit nou. Reguit nou.
Okay.
Nog 'n bietjie regs. Regs.
Ja.
En stop.
Is klaar.
Ja.
Huh?
Hoe was dit?
Okay.
Dierwald Jacobs and Philip Evans started off great, but then things went downhill from there.
Draagheid. Andere kant toe. Okay, oef. Shit.
Ander kant toe, weet jy wat ander kant toe nie.
Sorry. One touch, gentlemen.
On to obstacle 6 we go. This was a sandy drive down an embankment, through the white poles, and up the other side again. After the last few obstacles, this one was about as exciting as watching idols. Talking about idols, this obstacle was so exhilarating, Pierce Jr. was not paying any attention to the actual obstacle, but rather practicing his smile for the camera. Yep, you never know, you may be looking at the next idol. After the break, we head to Obstacle 7, where it's all action again, as some teams gun for glory, others come tantalizingly close to conquering it, and others, well, others just don't get very far at all. This is Obstacle 7 at the Kroonstad round of the Bridgestone Fundi Challenge, and this is a tricky one. Competitors have to drive up the steep and slippery embankment, get past the first line up the embankment, and the crews bank 50 points. Making it past the second line is worth 75 points, and the competitors that make it all the way to the top and not touch those white poles earn the maximum 100. First up is Jack and Vanessa Romain in a Jeep Wrangler. As we've come to expect from Jack, he gives the Wrangler a real boot up the embankment. They make it past 50, 75, but the Jeep runs out of traction just before they clear the obstacle.
Just take up.
A tow gets the Romains up and over. Llewellyn Edwards and Andries Briver let the Honeydew Toyota's straight 6 engine do the talking, and they make it up. As do Sean and Lynette Kruger in the Toyota Hilux double cab. Who needs a gym when you can drive a Toyota without power steering, right? Thijs Botma and Charles Duprier, driving a Ford Ranger, start off with a lot of wheel spin. And don't get very far.
Roll back, minus.
Andrew Duffy and Pierre Steenkamp storm the obstacle, almost lose it, but they make it through in the end. Much to the relief of the passenger Andrew, who also happens to be the owner of the G-Wagon.
Sorry about that.
Time to move on though to Obstacle 8. This obstacle may not look as intimidating as Obstacle 7, but the tricky turn and climb near the end can catch out the unwary. So it requires a delicate balance between too much speed and too little speed. Here, Adriaan and Sonette Gennis, driving a long wheelbase G-Wagon, demonstrate how it should be done. Daryl Brent and Mario Dadios in the Mitsubishi Colt 4x4, which only has a rear diff lock, makes it up the slippery slope. But only just. Grant and Corrine Kiernan, in their Super Duper Fortuna V6, fall prey to the tricky turn and have to reverse and try again. Ditto with Rian Goede and Marius van Niekerk in the smallest 4x4 in the competition, the Suzuki Jimny. So, on to obstacle 9 we go. As the event is winding down, the obstacles are getting tamer and tamer. Here, Hannes Janse van Rensburg and Vian Evans Smith in a gnarly V8 Landy Defender contemplate whether it will be lamb chops or steak for dinner. This is Ben and Francois Pretorius in a big Isuzu Trooper. They've already decided on lamb chops, so here Francois is on the lookout for fresh sheep in the Kroonstad grass. Seriously now, the team make it through the obstacle, but the Trooper does sport a few battle scars from the previous tests. What's this then? Looks like another challenging obstacle.